Alright guys, I'm here at the 2023 Honda Goldwing, and today I'm going to show you guys how to install an air filter. Step by step. I'm not going to charge you anything, just going to show you all the steps on how to swap out an air filter. Alright, first things first, let's get some access here to remove this seat. Press your little button back here to open this compartment up, and then we're going to remove this piece right here by removing the footrest down, and this plastic piece is going to come out just like this. Do it with one hand here. Just like that. So there's two tabs right here, right there, and right there, actually three. So we have three tabs. Boom, boom, and boom. Just be careful of those. And of course, the top here, this piece right there slides out. So just be mindful of that because it's right there. So it pulls out and forward. Now after you remove this piece from both sides, you're going to uncover there these bolts here that hold the seat. Now this is an Allen and it's going to be a 6mm. Remove it from both sides. Okay, now the seat will lift up. And make sure you disconnect the heater element as well. The heater element's going to be right here on the left side of the bike, or the brake side of the bike. And just a push pin at the top there, it releases, and then you can pull up the entire seat. Next, we're going to get rid of this mirror right here, and to do that, we have to get to this 5mm Allen right here and pull that out on both sides. All right, now that you got those out from both sides, you're going to remove this plastic shroud right here. All right, to remove this plastic shroud, all I do is I push down here. It comes out, and then I can pull it, and that's it. Plastic shroud gone. All right, after you remove that shroud, it's going to expose these two 8mm bolts right here, which we got to remove both of. Do that for both sides. And you can see the connection here. It pulls up, so you push it up. I just push up a nail and pull right out. Put this to the side. Now it's time to remove the side fairings. Now looking under the bike here, we have a panel. This is a plastic panel. Let me see if I can get a good focus on it here, but screws, bolts, and 6 push pins, a whole entire mess here. We're just going to bypass this because there's a push pin on the inside of this. It seems like it's completely unnecessary. And when I say that, I mean I don't see a use for it whatsoever. And you've got to remove all this stuff to get this panel out that overlaps a whole bunch of other panels just to get to that push pin, and it looks completely useless to me. So I'm going to show you how to bypass that instead, so we don't have to do this whole step, which is a mess. And then bottom of the fairing here and pull out this 5mm bolt. Now there is one push pin you have to pull out, and that's going to be right here. So this one, you see the bolt is right there. Push pin is right there. You pull this one out, and the way you pull them out is you just kind of push the center in and pull them out. That one push pin's gone. Now in this Goldwing here, we have this piece. This has some airflow to it. I don't know if this is a standard piece or if this is just something the owner added on, but I'm going to have to remove this to get to a couple things here. So we've got this here, the bottom bolt here, it's a 5. It's going to secure, that's a 5 Allen. It's going to secure the bottom of the fairing itself. And then we have a Phillips here. Got to remove this, and then this piece should come off. All right, I got that piece off the bike. Now I'm going to go ahead and remove this side piece, which just has, you can see right here, I've kind of pre-pulled it off. It has some notches right here that pull into the plastic, and that exposes the push pin we have right here. Now that we have that push pin exposed, let's go ahead and hit it and then pull it out. Then you go to the top of the fairing and pull out this 5mm bolt. Now we have the fairing loose. See, it's loose-ish right there. Let's see if I can get a better angle here for you guys. So it's loose, pull, pull, pull. Now you're going to start pulling from this part of the fairing, like that, and then it pushes forward, just like that. And you can see it pushes forward because I have a nipple right there in the top of it, which fits right in there. So don't yank it off from the front because you'll rip off well, you'll probably break the nipple, and then that's not a good story either. And it's the nipple right here, and this is the piece right here I'm talking about. It has this push pin that automatically pops out when you pull on the fairing. Now this piece, I don't know what the purpose of it is. It's right here, and you can see it's right on the inside here. To remove this mess, it's just this one push pin, and I don't see how it gives this bike any more structural integrity than what it has. So if you want to, go ahead and remove that 6 inner pieces right there. It overlaps, it's a mess to pull out those inner pieces. If you want to mess with it, you go ahead and do that. I don't see a point to this piece right here. I see a point to all these anchors at the top and bottom, but the center that secures it right to the center of this, I do not see a point to it, so I'm going to be leaving that one out. Go ahead and do that for both sides to expose both fairings. It's funny, I just pulled off this fairing on this side, and literally this bolt fell out of it. So this is a mirror bolt right here, and you can clearly see there's no other mirror here. This is the mirror bolt, so it ate the mirror bolt. And not only that, but I do not even see where the push pin was for this one on the ground or nothing. It never fell to the bike. That means someone else thought it wasn't important enough to put on this side of the bike. All right, so as far as this piece goes, and this is an annoying piece right here, there's a push pin right here. There's also, if I put it back in place here, there's gonna be a bolt right there. These are all 5mm and push pins. There's a one right there, a bolt right there. There's gonna be a bolt right, these two right here. There's gonna be a bolt. I remove this, though you don't really have to. And I also removed this one bay down here, even though you don't really have to. And that's just so I can manipulate this fairing a little bit. So once I manipulate this a little bit more, this pulls right out, and you can see there's a bunch of push rivets, like plastic push rivets that connect this whole thing down there. It'll feel like you're kind of breaking the bike at times, but it really just kind of pulls out. And you can see right here, pulls out, and you can see right here it's caught in the fairing up there. So there's a whole lot of things you have to be careful of. There's even a push right there, you can see. Right there, it pushes right into there. Through here, it pushes in there. So if you release it on both sides, this whole panel will come right out. All right, guys, this is how this side should look. This side's gonna stay in because this brake doesn't need to be removed, and this side actually connects differently on the inside of the fairing than the other side does. So I'm gonna show you the other side now. The other side, I actually had to disconnect it with this because on the inside of this, there's no longer push pins. There's actually screws. So there's a screw here and there's one down there, and they just keep going and going. So that's unique to this side, but this side also does not have a handbrake. It just has the compartment right here. So once you pull those off, you pull off this bolt right here to get this lower piece off. You also pull off, there's a bolt right there. Kind of goes up into here. There's a bolt right there. There's one at the top here. There's one down the fairing there, just like on the other side. See the hole down there? They're all 5mm. And then there'll also be one right here as well. And this will all release at that point. You can see how jiggly it is now. Ready to be released. And at the top here, of course, you got that push pin, just like we had before on the other side. And then we got this whole piece now nice and loose. Now on the clutch side of the bike here, let's go ahead and release the scene lighting right there. I would also release the scene lighting from this side to give us more room. After that, now we have this all exposed right here, and you can see there's 1, 2, and 3 Phillips head screws we can remove to remove this panel. I'd rather do that than remove the whole thing at one time and have to remove all these cables and all this other security stuff. So it seems easier to me to release those 3 Phillips head screws. Now we've got those 3 screws out. You can see it pops right out. And then we've got this, but the only thing connecting right here is going to be the gas cap release, which is going to be 2 Phillips head screws right to there. And once the gas cap releases off those 2 screws, you can pull this right out. Just make sure you keep everything together. That metal piece right there is loose. I don't have a spare hand where I'd show you. And just put this to the side with the screws, keeping track of where they go. All right, we're going to take these 2 out here, 5mm and 5mm. There's also a couple push pins here, one here and one here. Remove those both. The middle of it kind of pulls up, then you just kind of pull the whole thing out like this. Now it's gone. There's 2 wiring harnesses to the side here. Go ahead and disconnect those. That connects this. There's also 2 wiring harnesses on this side you need to connect, also connected to the center. Now to pull this piece out, I've already done it already, so it pulls right out, but there's a slider in here, right? And it bolts to this. Now, obviously it sits like this. You gotta push it forward and then pull it out, and then it'll pop right out. You can see a little popper right there. So there are modules on both sides of the, I guess this compartment box here. This is gonna be the ECU, on the other side there's a module. Just go ahead and release the belt here. Like a little belt right there, and then this will pull out and give us some access. Do that for both sides. All right, now I'm gonna pop off the 5mm here. But I'm also gonna remove the poppers on both sides to make sure I can get this whole plastic piece out of the way. Once I get this out of the way, it's gonna give us a little more better view into the compartment and how this is linked up on top of the airbox. And the airbox, just so you guys know, is right there. We have to get to that. All right, so I remove that stuff, and I can wiggle this thing enough to the point where I can get into that bolt right there. There's a bolt right there. There's gonna be a bolt right there. I'm gonna try to do the same thing on this side. All right, there's also a USB here held by a grommet for the compartment here. I just pulled this straight out. You can just put that right back in with the grommet when you're done. Lay it to the side. I'm gonna try to get this module out right here now. 2 Phillips, 1 on each side. All right, after those 2 screws come out, basically just peel the entire module, which is right here, to the side very carefully, because some of these wires are loose and they get hung up on a few things in there. So just make sure when you peel it back, you're peeling it like this, putting it off to the side. Now it's out of our way. There's also a relay that sits in here. I've pulled this out and moved it to the side as well. All right, now I've already removed one bolt there that attaches this entire thing. You can see it's kind of moving now. That's a good sign. And then we got one over here, and then we've got two up top here. So I can get one right there, and one right in there. So I'll remove all four of these things, and we'll see if I can wiggle this thing free and see what's attached to. All right, item 151 on the annoying list here. There are some tabs. Let's see if I can even focus on this stuff. There's little like wiring tabs that go into the compartment here that we need to remove that make it hard to pull out. So I used a flathead screwdriver, pushed one side in, and then these things push right out. I've got a couple on the other side here too that I'm working on. You can see them kind of, let me see, right in there. You got to push them out, and we'll see if this thing slides out. There's also a push clip here I had to move out, and that's at the right side here of it. There's also a center push clip here. That's also annoying. You got to push out and pull this. Good news, once you do all of that, it pulls back. You got to kind of finagle some stuff around here. I also had to disconnect this line right here because it didn't seem like it was ran properly. It looks like it was someone did it aftermarket. This plugs right into here. So I got to put that to the side and plug that back in when I'm done. But now we finally got this out. Oh, still attached. It's still, there we go. Finally out. And there is our airbox. Now what we're going to have to do here is remove the 7 bolts around this, and they're all look like this, and they're self-capturing. So when you pull them out, you just have to pull out the whole airbox. You don't have to worry about losing the bolts. All right, now I got all the screws out, and you can see there's a snorkel here where it gets its air. This clip needs to pull out just the flathead, and then this whole airbox, or the top of the airbox will come out. And we did it. There is the filter. And you can see the snorkel I had to push up out of the way, which really is just an open snorkel. Just, let me see if I can get a good image of it. It's an open, you can see it right there actually. It's just an open-ended snorkel right there. So you can just move this thing and manipulate it however you want, just as long as you get it back in the airbox when you're done. Now you can see here, this filter itself has, I believe, 10,000 miles on it, and there's all kinds of insects and hair, and you can see that's the filter right there. So now we're gonna swap this out for the DNA filter. And there we go, there's that empty hole that goes right to the throttle body right there. There's your airbox completed right there. Now, we've got this. I'm going to show you guys what this looks like against light. Right there, you see it's filtering. Not bad, not bad. Of course, we got a bunch of insects and stuff in there, paper filter. Now we've got the DNA filter. You can see there's definitely more airflow going through this. And from our testing, we're not sacrificing any filtration. Now, I want to see the fit here because usually that, I'm not going to name names here, but I know some filter manufacturers where it isn't a good fit and it's actually letting a little bit of dust through there, which is no good, you know, on the sides there. So let's see how good this fit is. I'm doing it the first time with you guys here. Let's get the B out of the way there. Yeah, that is a proper fit end to end right there. No issues with the fit. That is perfect. Now we're ready to bolt this whole thing back together. Please remember where you guys put everything, your screws, everything like that, wiring. It's all very important. If you have to watch this video 100,000 times, do it if it helps. But that's it, guys. That's all you have to do to do your filter. This is the first time I've done it. Probably took me, I want to say 2 hours, maybe something like that. If I was seasoned at this, I could probably get this all knocked out within 1 hour if I knew exactly what I was doing. Figuring it out the first time is the hardest part. After that, it gets easy. There's nothing here that's too hard. It's just monotonous, time-consuming, and a lot of things you got to remember. So just make sure you categorize your bolts, push pins properly so you know exactly where they go. Make sure nothing's unplugged. Make sure, you know, all these little pieces right here. I even had a couple of these unplugged because they were too loose. I got to remember these. Got to remember this over here. Got to remember to put that back together. There's a whole bunch of stuff you got to put back together to get to this, but let's see what she does on the dyno. I'm curious what this bike makes on the dyno now that we've changed the filter. Let's see if it actually improves airflow and we have quantifiable data that says this makes more power. Other than that, this video for the install is done. Next video is going to be the dyno, and I'll see you guys in the next one.